All right, hey, good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Dave Downey here. New advisory in from the National Hurricane Center. Full advisory package here with the 5 o'clock Eastern Time update. Hurricane Ian upgraded to a Category 2 hurricane. Maximum sustained winds at 100 miles per hour. The pressure number dropping to 972 millibars. Hurricane hunters on their way to investigate Ian right now. Brand new cone in from the Hurricane Center. Still has Ian turning into a Category 4 in the southeastern Gulf of Mexico before it approaches. Looks like the Tampa Bay area, kind of anywhere in this cone is where the center will fall 2/3 of the time. Models are converging though. It looks like on the Tampa area, evacuation orders already in effect for parts of the Tampa metro area. I know it says it's going to weaken from a Cat 4 to a Cat 1. That does not mean anything. Hurricane watches and warnings already in effect. Here they are across much of the peninsula of Florida. Actually, some of them even go up to the eastern coast of Georgia. So hurricane warning in effect for Tampa Bay, Tampa proper, tropical storm warning in effect for Fort Myers, Naples, also for Key West. Basically, the only part of Florida that's not in a watch or warning right now is the southeastern metroplex along and south of West Palm Beach, and then all the way up into the Panhandle. So the watches and warnings being in effect for much of the state. Here's the storm surge forecast. Tampa Bay. Tampa itself is one of the most storm surge prone cities in the country, right up there with New Orleans, and New Orleans is below sea level, but the sea floor just slopes so shallowly, very shallow kind of incline or decline, whichever way you look at it, off the Gulf Coast of Florida. It's the opposite of how it is on the eastern coast. So storm surge is a bigger threat on the western side of the coast. So there are those storm surge forecasts, 10-foot higher water possible as the hurricane gets close to Tampa Bay. Let's take a look at those tropical storm force winds. Look at how big that wind field gets. That is sustained winds. That is not tropical storm wind gusts. So there are those arrival times. 91% chance of tropical storm force winds in Fort Myers, 88% chance in Tampa. Those are going to be increased probably to about 100% over the next day or two. Southeastern Florida, West Palm Beach, Miami, those odds have increased as well. Jacksonville 50-50, Gainesville near 70% chance. Here's one model's opinion on what's going to happen with Ian over the next few days as it makes its approach to the western part of the state of Florida. You can see these outer rain bands. There's going to be kind of what we call a second rainfall maximum. Thanks to these rain bands, it looks like it might set up over southeastern Florida, over the I-95 corridor. Wednesday is going to be a gusty day in southeast Florida. Tropical storm force gusts, definitely, probably likely, I would say, probably not sustained wind gusts. But here you can see Ian kind of taking that right-hand turn. Hurricane force winds are, I would say, probable at this point in parts of, at least with the way the models are trending in Tampa. And then, of course, the hurricane will weaken as it makes its way inland. Fall guidance, evacuation orders from local officials, and there'll be another update from the National Hurricane Center here in just a few hours as well.